So, had a miracle happen, a wonderful thing. My daughter danced in a parade at Disneyland. Never thought it would have happened. 32 years ago when I was celebrating my honeymoon at Disneyland, I never would have thought I had a kid in the parks. And I got to tell you, there are different ways to go to Disneyland. And the haves and the have-nots have never stood out more than they have when you get into your social media influencers giving you great ideas and the right ways to utilize the tools now available in the parks. So the question that I have, because naturally I've got to be a pain in the ass and ask this, is technology actually ruining the magic of Disneyland? You guys are going to have to tell me as we get through this. NetHeads, let's get into it.
System activate.
This is NetHeads.
You guys rock.
And now, here's Will and Trent.
Transmission incoming from the big giant head.
Yeah, that's right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of NetHeads. My name is Will.
And my name's Trent.
Oh, that was a setup that I just stepped on. I feel so bad. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Yeah, we are. I'm finding out a way to try and talk tech while also talking about the fact that I had an awesome vacation. It is the most selfish and self-serving thing as a narcissist I think I've done in quite some time. Aside from picking a bad parking spot in my own driveway, but we're not going to get into that, Trent.
We might. We don't know what's going to happen before we end.
A whole pre-show thing
You might get yanked out of your seat, Will. We don't know.
And our Patreon subscribers know what we're talking about because they get a little extra show before and after as bonus content for each episode. But we're not here to talk about that. No, we're here to talk about, does technology ruin the magic of Disneyland? Now, Trent, I'm of the strong opinion that it doesn't. This is just a question of controversy for me to talk about how much technology benefits going to Disneyland.
Right.
And I can tell you one of many ways. First of all, just general tech that's offered to everybody that's willing to spend money on it, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Magic bands. You can still get magic bands at Disneyland. You can use them to scan into the parks after your first scan. You can use them, actually, even for your first scan. You can use them around for different experiences, and you use them for a thing that is called Lightning Lane, Trent. Now, the real ones, know we think Fast Pass. That's what we think. And we will still refer to Lightning Lane as Fast Pass.
But it's like a digital version of Fast Pass?
No, it's something completely different because it's an add-on. It's an add-on service. Trent.
Okay.
And that's my point.
Okay.
It's less about technology ruining the magic, and it's more about this have-nots caste system that they are setting up for us.
Gotcha.
All right.
Can you afford the benefit of the technology?
Exactly, and I think it's I don't know the price, but Lightning Lane is something you can get if you've got a pass into the park. You can buy Lightning Lane, and what that allows you to do is to book a reservation on a ride later on in the day.
Oh, that is awesome.
You can get an extra, you can get another Lightning Lane for a different attraction under a few conditions. If you have used your Lightning Lane, it has been 2 hours since you booked the last Lightning Lane, or you haven't booked one yet. Those are the three ways you book them, and the first two that I talked about are part of what is turns out is a strategy for going to the parks by stacking Lightning Lanes for later in the day.
Sure.
The reason why and the logic, guys, is because in the morning, if you're one of those people that are you familiar with the term of rope dropping, Trent?
Like if you're there for the ride to start, you're lined up ready for the rope to drop to get on.
To get into the park.
Oh, just to get into the park.
Close enough. Enough.
Because everything's once they open the park, everything's open.
And actually, they let you. I don't know when they let you start like going in. I think it's sometime between 7 and 7:30. But like a half an hour to an hour before it opens. Yes, don't. I trained for Disneyland, Trent. I was going to bed at 1 and getting up at 6 for a week, so I was ready. Okay. When it comes to Disneyland, I don't bleep around.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I've never popped that Mickey cherry. So
the moment you scan into the park, okay? The moment you do, even if the park hasn't opened, and what they do is they do literally have ropes that stop you midway through the end of Main Street. And so the ropes drop and you can go.
Yeah.
And we all scatter but they don't run. They'll hold you back for that. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, the moment you're in the park, you can get your first lightning lane. But the service for each pass that you're getting a lightning lane on. So, like, you got to remember, I'm going into Disneyland, and I've got the passes for myself, my wife, my child.
Okay.
All right? Every one of those needs a lightning lane upgrade to get lightning lanes. And I kid you not, I think it is somewhere that's a minimum of like $35 extra for the day. And this is after like a premium. I just walked up to a ticket booth like a crazy man and tried to get into the park for $149. And then you're looking at an extra $35 to be one of the halves that can do this. Because what you do, I'm going to give you the formula. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, Trent.
No, I'm soaking it up. I'm just,
right.
Yeah.
So you got the app, you've added the lightning lane, you're in the park. First thing you do is you decide what's the ride that I'm going to book a time for later in the day or even close into the day, because the other strategy about lightning lanes that I've heard but not validated, once you have one, even though it's good for a certain window, it's good from any point further. So like, let's say my window is 6:45 to 7:45.
Okay.
I show up at 8:15, it's still good.
Oh,
because I alleviated the pressure on the line per contractual agreement
by not showing up, that allowed someone who was just standing there to get in line.
And here's the thing too: the lightning lane situation, the booking them. So you book a ride because the idea is you're at the park at a busy time, right?
Right.
Not right now. Right now is the perfect post spring break lull that continues on to I think Memorial Day.
Yeah, which is probably like the big, like what the way we call like tentpole day.
Best time I've ever had at the park, Trent, was one of them was right after Cinco de Mayo. It was a ghost town.
Oh, really?
It was crazy. But anyway, when you're in the park and you get the lightning lane, if you go on and you're like, let's say you're going to go for one of two, you're going to go for Space Mountain or Indiana Jones, or if you got a park hopper ticket, you're going to go for Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, or you're going to go for Incredicoaster, or you're going to go for the Cars ride. Nobody calls Radiator Springs Racers. They call it the Cars.
The Cars ride, sure.
Which I got a story about that too. This one is really taking all that algorithm work we've put into it and pissing it away, but work with me. So on busy days when you're in the park, if you pick any one of those main ones, oh no, you're not going to do Radiator Springs Racers because again, haves and have-nots. Radiator Springs Racers and Rise of the Resistance in Galaxy's Edge, those are single user lightning lane add-ons where you pay an additional premium just to walk on the ride. It's like, I'm buying it for right now. Here we go. I'm telling you, man. Haves and have-nots.
So for the layman, those rides are not included in as part of the ticket. You have to pay.
They're
like,
not.
For the...
Well, no. You can stand by on them if you want to wait 70, 85 minutes.
Jesus.
Oh, that's a good day. That's a good day, man. That's a good day. So you start stacking them. Busy days when you pick one of those premium rides. Like, let's say I'm going to go with Indiana Jones or Space Mountain.
Okay.
If in the morning you go to check and you're already at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you're in a busy park day, you lock that one in. 2 hours later, you lock in another ride that you want to go on. 2 hours later, another one. So you stack your lightning lanes in the morning for the afternoon, evening. So that way you have one point where you're going back into the parks and you are just going from ride to ride to ride. With quick lanes, the quick lanes with the lightning lane.
But you have to stagger when you're making the bookings, right? So they have to be 2 hours apart. Like they could be back to back, but you have to make the reservation like physically yourself 2 hours apart from the last reservation you made.
Yes. Grown-ass adults are setting alarms on their watches or a 2-hour timer, so that way they know. But it works.
But how far preemptively, like, can you start doing those requests? Is it like a day ahead, 2 days ahead?
No, you had that the day you're scanned into the park. I knew I was throwing too much at you, Trent.
Okay.
I knew I was throwing too much at you.
So you can only start making these lightning reservations once you're in the park.
Correct.
Oh,
and if
shit.
if you got a park hopper, then you can also do the other parks. But anyway.
Sure.
Now, on a non-busy day, you're going to see that the rides are immediately there. And the reason why I'll say that is because Sunday when we went was one of the things that, believe it or not, I love at Disneyland. And that's a rainy morning. Because if you've got a rainy morning, people are going to look out of their hotel room, look and go, when's the weather breaking?
Oh.
Sorry, guys, we're going into the park then. But no, us poncho
Yeah, let's get
wearers,
brunch first or whatever, right? Yeah.
we'll go in and go crazy. And like literally every lightning lane that was available was only an hour later kind of thing. So at that point, the park's not busy.
Yeah.
So you got to make your judgment calls on the way it is. Like if you're like, okay, well, I'll get an 11 o'clock one. We'll go stand in some rides and we'll get this, and then I'll be able to redeem one because you want to grab something you can redeem if it's not late in the day. This is getting into too complex a math. I can tell.
No. I'm hanging with you. I'm hanging with you.
But you can't do this if you don't add on a premium service.
Right.
And if you want to do Lightning Lane for Rise of the Resistance, you're paying an extra premium on the service.
Right.
But what I'm saying is they just nickel and dime the ever-loving bejesus out of you, and the parks have not gotten any cheaper.
No.
But let me tell you, here's the other reason why I'll tell you technology isn't ruining. Because if you do the things that I just said,
yeah,
you're going to have an amazing park experience because you're getting all of your line standing out of the way early in the morning when you're fresh and you got the energy.
Exactly.
And you're using your Lightning Lane quicker lines when you need it because the feet are sore.
Exactly. And you don't want to stand around and you can you're like, okay, let's go on to the next one. We've already got it booked.
Maybe you're doing the Disneyland shuffle, as we call it, that you have at the end of the day. You got to know your shoes, man. You got to wear good shoes.
Really?
Apparel, in case you can't tell, Trent,
is
big in the Disney parks.
Sure.
And I don't mean to derail the conversation. After this, we're going to talk about the fact of what used to be fast or lightning lanes, which are fast passes, and how technology improved those too. But first, Trent, instead, I want to get into my favorite segment, one of the things I love doing every single podcast, and that is where I present Trent with a 3D printed object, and he has to ascertain what it is meant for. Why does it exist? Or more to the point, if it were to ask us, it would be asking,
what is my purpose?
That's right. So, Trent, we're going to make it very simple. It's going to be very easy. And honestly speaking, this one's a callback.
Okay.
This one is a callback. But the object I'm going to hold up to Trent, guys, is a very low-degree arch piece of plastic. And you'll notice, Trent, it actually seems to also have, 6 holes along the body. But here's going to be the key. I'm going to turn it this way. You're also going to see 5 8 millimeter by 2 millimeter magnets. And I will say this is one half of let's just call a set. I'm going to need 2 of these, and then obviously something is going to attach to them. Trent, as you've looked at this low-grade arch with the magnets along the top and the holes along the side, you've got to answer the question right now, sir.
What is my purpose?
Okay.
What is the purpose, man?
Its purpose is for soldering Cat5 or just network cable in general, and then that way it will stick to each different piece, and so they're all separated but held in place so you can make the welds.
You know, Trent, I love the way you take the application of 3D printed objects to a good, logical, functional conclusion every single time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's all about function, not form, right?
Exactly. But Trent, when it comes to
what is my purpose,
I'm going to show you right here one half of what its purpose is. Are you ready for it?
I want it.
You sew it to the top of a baseball cap because I don't trust magnets through fabric.
Yep.
And let's say you're dressed in your Mickey Mouse drip for the day. All right.
Yep.
And you want to make sure Karen does in fact respect the drip. I'm just as bad as the evil demon character in played by the guy from Step Brothers, whose name I'm forgetting. In
the Good Place.
Good Place. Because all of his social media references are like 5 years old, and I'm like, respect the drip, Karen.
Yeah.
But here you go. Now you can print out any type of ear you want.
Ah, damn, that's smart.
Yeah, and this one this is also, this piece in the 3D modeling industry is known as a remix. I took these are actually come on a 3D printable headband, so you could just have your own headband with these things. But I'm like, I wear hats, man.
Oh, dude, and the fact that the mouse hasn't picked up on this, because what an easy sell for collecting things, right?
Well, they kind of have.
Just get all your different ears that go onto the different hats that they can sell you.
Trent, actually, they kind of have, because now, like, I could buy a Disneyland hat with a D on it, or I could have a D hat. I would be a D head. Yeah, it keeps going on, and I'm not
Really?
gonna stop. But what it also has, they have customizable headbands now. So you can buy a little plushy version of a character, object, or thing, and it wraps around the headband. But the hats have slits right here, so you can put them on the hat instead. So guys that want to wear hats can have. So they're kind of tapping into it, I'm sure.
But your remix is a way better. Like the functionality is so much better and easier and comfortable. I would think too.
Yes,
than a full
definitely
headband.
is. And the nice thing is, you can put this onto any kind of hat. Like I don't have it over here, but another hat that I wore at the park for one day, because I have a. It's not a purse; it's a satchel. Okay, Trent?
It's a European carry-all.
It's a cross-body bag. I have a matching hat and bag that are the wallpaper for the Haunted Mansion. Purple with the weird faces.
Yep.
And so I sewed one of these onto there, which held much better, because I thought the idea of having holes midway would be perfect to pass through the needle, and the thread, and cleanly just attach them to the hat.
Yeah.
But it turns out, structurally speaking, that support halfway through is not as good as going all the way over the top.
All the way around it, yeah.
But Trent, I got to tell you, one of the coolest things about this is that for my Haunted Mansion drip, because I have a Haunted Mansion hoodie, I have the bag and the hat, I also, to the hat, attached these things, which, if you look closely, this is the hat box ghost from the Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
And this is the initials HM. And the great thing about it, Trent, I had all of the filament on hand, because this is the matte black from Sliceworx. This is the Old Glory white from Sliceworx. This purple is the purple matte from Sliceworx that I talked about in the last box.
Yeah.
And the white and the black and the red here, that's Old Glory red from a subscription box from Sliceworx last year.
Yeah.
And my point being, if you have a subscription to a box like Sliceworx, like the Sliceworx Ultimate Pro box, whatever it's called, I just call it the Slice box because it's easier. You're going to get 2 filaments a month. You're going to get 1 solid. You're going to get 1 multicolor. You're also going to get a bonus item every month. One of them was an electric level that I've used on so many different things outside of 3D printing, Trent. That was one of the extras I got.
Dude. But you could use that outside of just levels. Are just great to have.
You see these shelf thingies behind me? Use it to make sure they were level.
Yep.
Because let me tell you something. If you're putting together a grid system that requires on things being in the exact places, level really comes in handy. Square and level.
Yep, absolutely.
So I use the extras from that. And this purple matte, this was in the latest one, in the latest slice box. And I'm like, that is perfect. It's the exact color of purple.
Yep.
So you always get those in the slice box. You get the bonus item. And if you use our code, ThatWillWilkins, at checkout, you'll get an extra 5% off your purchase. Not to mention, if you use the link in our bio, or, I forgot, Trent, I got all fancy. And I did this. I'm supposed to be doing this now.
Oh, snap.
You go to the link there, or the one in the description, and you can get 5% off your purchase. Using our link lets them know we sent you there. Using our code really lets them know we sent you there.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, man, the products they get, I've already talked about it. I refreshed my build plate so I could get me some of those fancy new Neo-dipped build plates. And you know what the Neo means, right, Trent?
New
next
generation
epoxy overlay.
Yep, epoxy overlay. Yep, there you go. Yes, thank you.
Next -gen. So that's that way
the
we
G.
have the
That's
N.
The NEO. Yeah.
Those build plates are incredible. As a matter of fact, the Sliceworx build plates made me break a 3D printer. Why? Because it was one of the few I couldn't get a Sliceworx build plate for, and I forgot what it's like to have adhesion issues.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I stand behind these products 110%. I absolutely love the stuff that they put out. I'm always my 3D printed model of Rocky here, my knockoff one that's not the officially licensed or sanctioned one.
It's okay that mine's not movie quality.
That's the New Mexico 3D print multicolor filament.
Oh,
and
the color,
and no painting. That's all just rock. Great stuff, man. And I'm telling you right now, like literally, I saw these and I'm like, oh, those are perfect for my Haunted Mansion day. But do I have the right kind of purple? Because of the slice box, I had the right purple, Trent.
Right, yeah.
It's insane. It's mental. It's amazing.
And
Get
it
yourself one.
alleviates the all the work. Like having a quiver of filaments to pull from alleviates the pain in the butt of paints and painting and sanding and like all the BS that goes along with it. It just is.
That's why almost all of my helmets, Trent, are practical helmets. Even my Peacemaker one that's supposed to be mirrored chrome, I'm like, you know what? Metallic silver's okay.
Yep, it's
we'll
good
get
enough.
by. We'll get by just fine with it. You know what? This one does just fine all by itself.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, get yourself a Slicebox, definitely. Link in bio, all that jazz. So, Trent, technology in the parks, one of the best days I had at the park.
First, let me quickly interject. Okay. I'm mad at myself for missing it because you totally gave it away in the intro card. The title card, it's you wearing it.
Nope, it's not.
Go back.
Nope, those are the Star Wars ears over my Star Wars hat.
Just over top of the hat.
Which
gotcha.
are technically my wife's Star Wars hat because she bought this to protect her nose after a bad sunburn, and I guided her to this hat because I knew she was not going to wear the hat
afterwards. Yep.
So I'm like, you know what? I think you should get this one.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah.
Look at that. No, that's a good brim. That comes out far. That'll cover.
Far enough. Yep.
Look at the shadow it's casting. See that? You want that hat. No, and I don't wear hats while we're doing this because unlike you, my brims aren't.
Yep. Yeah. They would just cover your face the whole time. Yeah.
Let me get back in. But if you had read the PowerPoint, you would have.
I would have known.
Clearly, you didn't read the PowerPoint.
No.
By the way, I want to give a special shout out. 3 special shout outs. It is Adam Scott, ZB.
Yes.
First of all, Trent, I got to give thanks to you. Because apparently it's WrestleMania right now, and you're.
It is, yeah, WrestleMania weekend, buddy. Yeah, it's the Contest of Champions. You know.
Yes. But you're not watching it.
Or Contest of the Immortals. I mean,
why are you talking to me? I don't
Dude,
understand.
because again, like we live doesn't mean anything to anyone anymore.
Okay, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
us doing this live. Thanks, buddy.
Well,
Thanks.
I'm just saying, like I gotta make hay when the sun is shining, you know.
Want to give a shout out to ZB in the chat, Michelle Kuzo in the chat as well, and
hey,
don't
Michelle.
worry, Michelle. This was done through an organization called Dance the Magic, so that's why you didn't work my reservation on this one. We had to go through them, which was hilarious because the 2-day park hopper tickets that the service gave us, everything was in my wife's name. So when we went to the parks, I was Denise 0894. Blair was Denise 0909. It's just like, come on, man.
I am not a number.
I'm a man. But we did have an amazing time, and that's kind of what we're talking about, how technology really helped it, because we were stacking lightning lanes for the afternoon, in the morning, on a busy day, and on a slow day, it means you just get onto rides earlier. Now, I already said this trip, this Sunday, was one of the best experiences because of the rain day. Again, if you're willing to wear a poncho and get soggy, you can have an amazing experience. Plus, on a rain day, best day to go on what used to be Splash Mountain, now called Tiana's.
Now, like when you say rain day, like what? Give me an exact. Like, how much did it rain all day? Was it overcast all day? Like what? Like what's the rain like?
We rope dropped to the park, Trent, after being at because we were there. Hold on, let's just do a quick reset,
please.
Whole reason why I was at Disneyland, I call it a vacation, but actually my daughter. Through her studio and through an organization called Dance the Magic, all of these dancers got to dance in a parade at Disneyland.
Okay, dude.
Okay?
Oh, because in high school there were always opportunities for like marching bands and stuff to be able to go and do that.
Marching
right?
bands were there too, my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw them as well.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So she got to dance in a parade, and I admit freely and completely I cried because my daughter, my youngest daughter, the apple of my eye, the glimmer in the sparkle of my eye, whatever you want to call it, that kid, she's dancing in the same place, Trent, 32 years ago, almost. My honeymoon was at Disneyland.
Oh, really?
Trent, I 3D printed a Mickey Mouse payment wand. So that way it holds your credit card and then you tap it like a magic wand to pay for things.
Are you serious?
That's serious.
A good idea.
Yeah, it is. And
it's so hard to lose because you know what I mean? Like
And the nice thing about it too is your card comes out of it easy, and if you want to set it in your bag and not worry about snapping it, just comes apart. Too.
Yep. That's
but
that's fun.
I had to do this one, even though that's kind of like more Iron Man colors, but it's more,
sure.
It's also Mickey themed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the red
Iron Mickey, my favorite suit.
So the whole point is, I am a Disney adult. I freely admit it. But a rain day in this case that we're talking about, this was the Sunday after, with Dance the Magic, we got an exclusive party in I'm just going to call it by the conventional names, Cars Land. And that meant that these kids could go feral within this small part of Disneyland. You could meet Lightning McQueen. You could meet Mater. There was unlimited rides on Mater's ride. There was unlimited rides on Luigi's ride. There was unlimited rides on Radiator Springs Racers. So you know I didn't buy that premium access ticket.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah.
Because also, Trent, there were only I think between 300 and 350 kids in this parade. You add that by 3, that means you're still somewhere around an approximate of 1,000.
Yeah.
My daughter rode that Cars ride 9 times that night.
Oh, so it's like, just get on, get off. Give as much as you want.
Pretty much. Yeah, they just said, hey, you can't skip gates. You got to come all the way up.
But you got to come all the way up, yeah.
That was the only thing. And every corner, Trent, there were little mini bundt cakes. There were Mickey Mouse shaped Rice Krispie treats that were dipped in white chocolate and then in raspberry, and they put sprinkles on. There were freezers on every other corner with Mickey Mouse ice cream sandwiches, Mickey Mouse ice cream bars. And
yeah.
I don't know why they included some fruit bars in there. I don't know what they were thinking.
They wasted some fruit bars in there.
Right? Exactly. And the beautiful thing is at the end of the night, it's not like Dance the Magic got this special treatment. This is the type of thing that I think corporate events could have.
When you book with them, it's part of the package. Yeah.
An after dark experience that's exclusive after the park closes.
Shit! So it was after the park closed.
Yeah, that too.
That's
after
even
California
better.
Adventure. Yeah, and let me tell you something. It is such a weird experience. The section coming that we came in through is along the back around what's called Grizzly River Run. That area is already tranquil because it's kind of like more pine and redwoods oriented in theme.
Okay.
And it was such a bizarre contrast walking through that at night without people on there as they're guiding us to Cars Land. It was so tranquil. The only thing I can describe it as was after working an entire day on a trade show floor at a convention and then walking into the flower garden at the Bellagio. My sense is it was so completely opposite what it should be. My head blew up.
It's jarring.
And that's what it was like walking after hours through this area. But anyway, so Dance the Magic pays for this event. And so at the end of the night, too, they're like, take as much as you want. You guys paid for it.
You paid for it. Yeah. Yep.
Here we go.
That's
Thank God my camera's from the waist down.
That's why I wore cargo pants today.
Exactly. Oh, man, let me tell you something. Tracksuit pants when it's cold and cargo shorts when it's warm, friend. I got 2 modes at Disneyland. That's all. And also, am I carrying a hoodie for a little while or am I wearing a hoodie? It's one or the other. Anyway. So after Dance the Magic, which that party went till midnight, Trent, we rope dropped the next day. So at 8 o'clock, the fanfare plays. We dash for Space Mountain. We get on Space Mountain within about less than probably 20 minutes most. By the time we come out, because you come out through a covered area there, right? It's next to what used to be the Captain EO ride and next to what used to be the arcade. I'm using a lot of used to be's here, and it bums me out, but it's reality. So you look out, and it's just sheets of water.
Oh, shit. So it's coming down.
Yeah, so at that point, we're like, let's go to Rise of the Resistance. We baggy up, we get on, bing, bang, boom, we're in. After that one, we did something else. After that, okay, so we went from Space Mountain to Astro Blasters. By the time we got to Astro Blasters, it was just a drizzle. But that's enough to keep people away, Trent. We had no problems at all until we took a break at 2 o'clock and went back to the room.
Now, are there rides that do get shut down because of the rain? Like
the Incredicoaster.
Okay.
The Incredicoaster in Disney's California Adventure was shut down, but even Big Thunder Mountain Railroad
Still
was
running.
open.
Okay.
And that we went on that one. So we did that. So we did Space Mountain, Astro Blasters, Indiana Jones, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Rise of the Resistance,
Holy
Tiana's,
shit.
because it's raining, so may as well get wet on Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure if we did Haunted Mansion or not, but I feel like we did. And then, if I didn't say Pirates of the Caribbean was in there too.
Okay.
And then we went across the park to do Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, Grizzly River Run, and finally ending at the Incredicoaster for that morning sprint. It's an incredible time, and all of it was because of the technology. Now, that was one of my best days. But let me tell you my best day, Trent. It was the trip that was immediately after the trip that I screwed up because I went to Disneyland after a car accident. I had back pain. It was the waste of a trip. It was miserable.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah.
So the following year, when we went to Disneyland, fast passes were still a thing. And there were services, there were websites, Trent, where you would say, all right, I'm going to do the fast pass route. These are the rides I absolutely positively want to be on for the day.
And they just book your day for you?
They map out exactly what rides you want to go to, at what point you want to have a party runner break off to get fast passes while you stand in line for something else.
Because back in the day, fast pass was per ride, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
but it still was a certain amount of time. It was also still a redeem, or I think that one was an hour. You could get another one after an hour.
Okay.
And that trip was amazing. It almost as good. It was actually better than the Spite trip that you'll remember I took Blair's first year of dance comp because Emily had her boyfriend in the house. Because we did 14 rides in 14 hours, which I thought was really good average.
Yeah.
But this trip, it was the same thing. We went on every single ride we wanted to, and the family was just like, oh my gosh, that was so amazing. So much so that when we were going back, they're like, can we do that again? And I'm like, no, because Lightning Lane.
We got the next one coming.
So technology makes it better, guys. Now, let me give you a little bit of a guide. Here's what I'm going to do. Because, Trent, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we've come this far in our friendship. And I don't know the answer to this. Started NetHeads almost 15 years ago.
15 years ago, yeah.
We were podcasting 2 years before that. The whole point is you've known me a long time. Trent, I can't believe I don't know the answer to this. Trent, have you ever been to Disneyland?
I have never been to Disneyland, and I don't even. And I've only been to now. Magic Kingdom is Disney World.
Yes.
I've only been to the Magic Kingdom, and I was so young I don't even remember it.
Trent, the T-shirt orders are canceled. I know what we need to spend our money on. We have got to have a NetHeads day at the park. And
oh, my God.
That sounds gigantic, but I don't mean the audience because nobody's really going to go for us. But I just want to go to the park with you so you could experience Disneyland.
My jaw would just be like, I would need like a little wheelbarrow to carry my jaw behind me because I can, and plus, dude, Disney culture is insane in Utah.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
Oh, my.
You're like, what, a 2-hour flight to John Wayne Airport?
And I have so many friends that yearly they have season passes.
Uh-huh. Magic key holders.
And they're flying. They're flying like that. Like, oh, we got a free weekend? Let's go to Disneyland.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I hear about it all the time.
Yeah, I think we should, because that way also I can watch the magic in your eyes as you experience everything while rolling with a seasoned Disney adult to make sure you got a good experience.
Absolutely.
Not really canceling T-shirt orders, guys, but that is what we're gonna build up the fun.
We're gonna push for that.
That's gonna be the next Patreon event. But we will also announce the day, so that if anybody does want to plan a trip 6 months later to go.
Oh my God, dude, that would be
with a bunch of washed up internet people. Then we could do that. By the way, Trent, with the magnet ears thing, the only problem too, though, is that, and by the way, this one I remixed as well. I took something that existed
and I made it something
else. Because for some reason they didn't have the backside also having the colors, for example. I changed that.
Yeah.
But the reason why you'll remember way back when I 3D printed magnet pens.
Yes.
So one is one polarity, the other is the attracted polarity.
Yep.
So you don't get things like this. Right now,
Oh.
I've only got some magnets that want. This one is this is a problem child right here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
This is also a problem child, but it's also the one that was my prototype that didn't work.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If were it possible, I think a cool remix, and you might need heavier magnets for it.
Yeah.
Would be the same thing, but get an old pair of on the ear headphones, break them off of their headband, and so then you've just got music playing out of your ears as you walk around.
That is insane. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I mean, ideally, though, what I would really love is instead to just have some type of fastening system that comes through here. So that way, kind of like pin backs, but going the other direction into the thing.
Yep.
To hold it in place. That I would love. I would love coming up with a solution that didn't
some sort of
sewing.
like a cleat or something that could just clip in.
But the thing about this is these are I should have led with this too back when I originally talked about these, but these are the 5 magnet ones. So there's a guy that did the 5 magnet ears,
Okay.
Right? Now, there are others that use 3 and they use bigger magnets, and maybe those work well through a hat.
Sure.
But I don't want to spend the whole time at Disneyland chasing my damn ears.
Oh,
knocked
absolutely.
Off my head, right?
Yep.
That's why I prefer sewing them on, securing them in place. One of these times, I got to not be sewing these things on in the Disneyland, one of the Disneyland hotels, because it's always, oh, we're gonna go back to the room. Great, I can at least get one set of.
I brought my kit. Yeah, exactly.
I watched all of the reboot of Malcolm in the Middle across 2 hats.
Oh, how is it?
It feels exactly the same. It is
that which is all I want.
And it's good, logical conclusions. It's fun. And by the way, the Scrubs reboot, Trent, same exact way.
Dude, it has been in my queue for so long. I've been told.
It is a warm blanket that I wrapped around me and watched.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yep.
Getting back to Disneyland and the technology, it helps, guys. So here's what you want to do if you're planning a trip to Disneyland and you're a novice, okay? The first thing you're going to want to do is get onto YouTube or get onto TikTok or get onto Instagram Reels, and you're going to want to search up some Disneyland, some park people, as I like to call them. They're Disneyland influencers.
Yes. Yes.
Because they're the ones that inform me that I've been lightning laning wrong, okay?
Right.
So they have all of the information. They give you the deets. They tell you where the good food is. They remind you about mobile ordering to save time. And they've got a lot of the information that will help you at the parks. And then just use the lightning lane strategy I outlined, and your family will have a good trip. Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you can afford that extra goddamn $35 or whatever it is.
Yeah. And it's interesting. So and again, this might be for your next trip to see how well AI could tackle all that booking for you to figure it out for you.
Trent, I'm not gonna lie, man. I've had an ass full of having AI do anything for me.
Well, and that's
because I got to do it ethically. So
right.
Like this is me recompositing what it gave me an idea of. Which, by the way, for the people that are like, don't let AI do things for you, this image right here is literally me doing what I said I do because I don't use AI.
Right.
Those are all pictures from the internet. I'm not crediting anybody that took the pictures.
You're just saving yourself time from having to cut shit out.
Exactly. Well, no. Each one of no, that's me. I'm here. But no, each one of these elements are a different layer. You know, the castle's a layer,
sure.
The roller coaster's a layer, all that jazz.
Right.
But I was putting together what it said. This would be a good thumbnail for this.
Right.
And the prick move that I loved is I uploaded it and I'm like, hey, okay, here's my take on it. And they're like, this is really great, but your face needs more emotion. I'm like, God, even AI's got notes.
Really? It was able to give you that sort of
feedback. It wants me to be more like,
holy shit. That's insane.
Yeah. But they do. Actually, I think I did plug something in the last time I did, or before we went, and it does talk about this stuff too, so it even knows, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But no, having it map out the day is just not, because you're going to be standing in lines in the morning, you're going to be lightning laning in the afternoon, unless it's not busy, at which point then you're just booking lightning lanes and having fun.
Sure,
right?
Sure. Yeah.
And by the way, when we go to California Adventure, Trent, and you get to ride web slingers for the first time, where we're helping Spider-Man take care of the spider bots that are overrunning Webb, the laboratory that he's working at. You don't need to do the Spider-Man motion because that is going to be too much of a bicep workout.
Sure.
It's like, leg. It's going to be arm day, and you're going into web slingers. All you got to do is karate chop, just like this. Rapid shooting works great.
Okay.
I scored highest than anybody in the car, but it's a team.
It's a team effort.
Project. It's a team project. You get ranked by your team. So if you don't, if you want to be petty like I was, and you don't share that thing, then you don't score as well.
Yeah. Oh, because you want your team to do well.
Yes, you do want your team. Believe it or not, you want your team to do well.
Yeah. So if what you're telling me is if I lived in the Los Angeles area, I would be able to have that as a business expense, as a team building exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now the question though, Trent, is I've kind of referenced, does AI ruin the magic, or does it, or pardon me, technology, does it ruin the magic, or does it make it better? But I think the flip side of the conversation that actually would have been worthwhile to bring up is it breaking from the experience? Now the fast lane, or the fast pass that I referred to
right
before, that did somewhat break the experience because part of my day was just obsessed with where are we supposed to go and what's the next fast pass.
It was so itinerary based that you couldn't really experience what was going on.
Exactly. Now, if you don't buy into all of this stuff and you're just using the Disneyland app, I've made reference to the spite trip that I took to Disneyland.
Right.
Because all of us were going except my eldest daughter, and it was a spiteful move, freely admit it. And that day, all we did was we used the app. I'm not sure if we got Lightning Lane or not. We probably did, but I was still just using the app itself to plan everything. Back when I was Lightning Laning wrong,
and it's doable.
I mean, I did 14 rides in 14 hours. I think that's an excellent average.
Yeah,
considering some are 20 and some are 8. But you're kind of obsessed with that, and that's why the new Lightning Lane experience is somewhat better and doesn't break from the experience. Because, like I said, you do some one simple thing, and then my 2-hour timer has started, and now I'm experiencing the park and my family and life.
Yeah. Well, and so would you say? While acknowledging, yes, it is an added cost. Is the cost worth the benefit? Does the tech allow you to connect with what you're doing more, so you don't have to worry about your itinerary?
Absolutely. It just because part of the anxiety of going to Disneyland, Trent, is concern that you're not going to get on your favorite ride.
Okay.
Actually, your primary concern is you're not going to get your favorite food. You didn't get your Dole Whip. You didn't get your churro. You didn't get the corn dogs, right?
Or the turkey leg, which I've heard is great.
I still haven't had it.
Really?
And I meant to have it this trip. Because before I was just like, you look like a barbarian in the park. And how are you adequately going to clean up from that? You know what I mean?
Dude, you're talking to someone with a beard. Yeah.
But there are families, Trent. They will pack soft taco tortillas into their bags. They'll get a turkey leg and then sit down, and that turkey leg provides a snack for the whole family.
That is brilliant.
The thing that I used to love in Disneyland, there used to be an all-you-can-eat barbecue at the back of Frontierland. Star Wars ate it, but it used to be there. And I would literally just fast all morning. And we would go there, and again, it's all you can eat. So you're just like, no, bring another one.
I'll have another. I'll have more ribs, please.
Oh, exactly. Chicken leg, ribs. I'm sure there's a reason why I was over 300 pounds in my life at one point. But the value I couldn't pass up, Trent. That place was the best. Yeah,
dude. And I if I remember correctly, there's even influencers, blogs, whatever, discussion boards that are just based around the food because there's so many to choose from.
And there's seasonal varietals that occur.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, they're going to have a special pastry. They're going to have a special sandwich. They're going to have this. They're going to have that. And that's the thing, too, man. If you go to Disneyland, you got to remember, like, you're like, calories, carbs. No.
You're going, yeah.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Look, you're just going to eat. Just eat.
Yeah.
Just get the thing.
Just enjoy it. Just do it.
Just get the thing. It's going to be an overpriced meal, but 9 times out of 10, they're very concerned about quality. So you get good food.
I would love to see, like to talk to whoever it is, but like to see the software that's used in all the planning of everything that's going on. Because there's got to be like a master something, right? This massive Salesforce board that links it to everything that just looks like a crazy person, like deep into the conspiracy theory that connects it all together.
Trent, not trying to get nerdy about it, but there are companies out there that exist that do this exact kind of thing. They're like called CPM programs, I believe. And what they do is they take all of your available information and they tell you the financials about what you're doing. And good ones also have predictive models, and they do analysis based on what you've done. And like, let's say they say, if it's a rainy day, you should really be pushing mac and cheese and this at a certain location because you get higher turnout. You're really going to need more employees from 2 to 4 in this location.
Yes.
To maximize results.
Oh shit! So I love like people that can analyze data like that. I think it's the most amazing thing in the world.
I completely agree, man. That Fast Pass website that would take the daily traffic numbers from Disneyland to build predictive models and had its own algorithm. That impresses the living hell
Dude,
out
that's
of
so
me.
cool. That is
Well,
so
that's
rad.
what we all. Speaking of data, Trent, and data recovery. You don't know about this yet. I don't think you know about this yet. One of our listeners reached out because one of the things that a lot of people don't know is that, some people know. Hey, you know what? I don't know who I'm talking to right now.
Yeah.
But there was a program before NetHeads that existed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it was called Radio Askew.
Radio Askew.
Gonna stink palm you. It's how I met Trent, right? And one of the things that has bugged me for the longest time is that just because of one thing or another, all 99 plus episodes just kind of got lost to the ethernets of time.
And it happens. It like you stop like serving it somewhere, so you don't back it up somewhere else. It's like, meh.
You remember dude, there's so much I could talk about, not about Disneyland, but it's still tech oriented and it still applies. But anyway, ever since my Facebook account got hacked, right, I have been having other things. Back in January/February, there was a massive exploit in WordPress through certain plugins.
Yep.
So they were putting up false pages that try to get you to download the latest version of Chrome, but it's actually malware.
Yep.
And I had this across all the websites. And so as I'm cleaning that up, I'm having to go into PHP, my admin, in order to take a look at the SQL databases.
Freaking
try and
PHP.
find the users to get rid of them. But what did I find when I was doing that, Trent? I discovered that my HostGator account still has all of the metadata for Radio Askew. Now, a couple months back, Eric Welcome, one of our, I think that's his last name, he said, I've got them all. I'm going to send them to you. And boy, oh boy, he did. And did it hurt my ears to hear the money-saving effort I did of 22050 megahertz or whatever, kilohertz or whatever the sample rate was? Because all those early shows sound like AM radio.
Dude.
If you're listening to these in your car and you drive under an overpass, you expect the podcast to cut out.
Well,
okay?
and the first couple that were, you captured me on VoIP.
Yes, I did. Back when we were using Magic
on
Jack.
a phone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I had the files for the longest time, but then, and you remember, I went through a big AI recovery in order to get +1 per diem back for.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you were going to
Club.
talk about. Yeah.
No, I had the metadata for Radio Askew, and that was the only thing stopping me from including that in our Patreon as a separate library archive bonus perk. Well, I had the metadata. I talked to my digital assistant. It's been available for like 2 weeks now. You can go back and hear everything. You can hear how I almost, it really sounded like I started Radio Askew as a fanzine, right? Because it's just
totally.
Bit of information, interstitial, boom, like 15 minutes and out. Because who knew what a podcast was at the time?
Yeah,
nobody's going to want it. Nobody can wait for more than 15 minutes of audio to download, for God's sakes.
But it's interesting that you say as a fanzine, though, because that's totally like, I think that's the perfect analogy. The guys that like do podcast episodes just about Alex Jones, and they've like critiquing and making fun of. They were actually called as expert witnesses in the Alex Jones cases because they knew the content more than anyone. And so a fanzine, that makes like, I'm just thinking about all the like Kevin Smith stuff that happened when we were doing it, right? So like,
and that's when we were doing it. There were like,
exactly.
I don't even know how many episodes ahead of that, right?
Oh my God, dude!
And how many guest hosts I went through? Scott Kramer.
Right,
great guy. And by the way, I want to do a special shout out as well. That's all on the Patreon. Why did I bring up the Patreon? I wanted to talk about the fact that that's available for any one of our subscribers, but also because in Disneyland's California Adventure, Trent, it finally happened. I have waited. If you think about this, I started doing digital audio back in 97 or 98.
Yeah.
I was doing shows on the road where I was recording digitally to a laptop while I was driving to work. I would set it going before I started, okay? And people do much worse shit now in their cars.
Oh yeah. But it's I love that it was like you were plugged into a laptop. I love it. I love
that's
it.
that's like 97 or 98. Okay, so I've been at this way longer than I should.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's be generous and say it's 97 that I started doing all of this foolishness.
Sure.
So that is how many years? That is almost 30 years.
30 like 29 years. Yeah.
29 years. Somebody finally recognized me in public. I'm at Disney's California Adventure. I'm wearing the full Mickey Mouse drip with the ears. Patreon subscriber and also Kevin Smith fan and our Patreon subscriber of the week, Nathan Hupman, and his wife were there celebrating their 10-year anniversary. And we're meeting up in the lobby with another family, and suddenly this beautifully big bearded man walks up and he's like, I'm sorry, are you Will? And I'm like, suddenly it's just like, it's happening. It's Michael Scott when the fire is. It's happening. Oh my God,
dude! Like I'm kind of emotional right now.
Yeah,
this is so cool.
Now, look, he's also a member of that Kevin Smith Club. So
Sure.
It's like, hey, Will, thanks for all you do, whatever. But no, wanted to stop and get a selfie of the three of us. Also, they had a picture from their honeymoon or their wedding, because they also got married at the Grand California in the Disneyland Resort. But they were under the 60-year celebratory sign. So I took a picture of them, which I'm sure they got a much better one later. But of the 70th sign, them under it for their 10th anniversary. But yeah, that was like a big moment. They actually wanted a selfie. I'm like, and it's in the happiest place on earth, Trent.
God, this is so cool, dude.
It was. And by the way, don't get me wrong. I've been at other Kevin Smith events and I get recognized. I'm just saying this was the most non-Kevin Smith adjacent thing that I've ever been ID'd on.
Exactly. There was no adjacent signifier that would have allowed for that connection to be made.
Right. And so afterwards, I naturally told my wife, I'm sorry. I know I'm going to be insufferable for at least 2 days.
I was just going to say, and your wife is just in the corner like, oh my God. Look, she's telling Blair, like, look at him. He thinks he's so cool.
No, actually, she just had no clue what the hell was going on. Why is this mountain man and his wife wanting a picture with my husband? He's just Canadian. He's not a mountain man, but you know, they grow strong beards in Canada. True.
Oh, they grow them fine.
Yeah, but that was the other interesting thing about this Disneyland experience, other than being and thank you, Nathan, you're our Patreon supporter of the week. Other than being recognized, my daughter being in the parade was amazing. The party was amazing.
Dude,
the whole weekend was just
a solid win, man. It's a Wilkins win.
The funniest part is that we didn't actually have plans for Friday. Friday was going to be our driving day because we got a 2-day park hopper as part of this package. We could have opted for a 3-day, but I'm like, I'm not paying for another goddamn day at the Grand California Adventure or Grand California because it's the most expensive one of the hotels there. But the beautiful thing is you have your own backdoor entrance into Disney's California Adventure. So if that's your starting park.
And so you can get into the park that way.
And you can get back to when you're at the hotel,
you can get
back to your hotel really quick.
Yeah.
Because you can, even if you're in Disneyland, you can go across the promenade into California Adventure and around the back and you're in the hotel.
Cool.
It was an amazing, amazing experience, Trent. And the thing is, now that I know that you've never been, it's now my life's goal to take you to Disneyland. In all seriousness.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And well, yeah. I'm now that I'm thinking about corporate events and stuff like that, we've seen cruises and stuff themed around certain people. How rad would a Disney day be?
That would be awesome. And, lots of unofficial ones happen.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So, and this is the only time I would probably well in advance tell people we're going to the park. So that way, if anybody did want us to make the excursion to Disneyland.
Exactly.
Because, you know what? No, man. Disney World for me. You got all those experiences, drinking around the world in Epcot. Let me tell you something, folks. Disneyland, if you go to Disneyland, you're a real one. All right?
I've heard some people are pretty passionate about the two. Will, you're on one or the other?
I've never been to Disney World. There was only one time I might have been going after work hours, basically, because a PCI council conference was happening at Disney World, and I was going to go. And I'm like, you know what? I can swing by the parks at night, see what they're like. At a minimum, waste some money, throw good money at a bad experience. And then there was a hurricane and it was canceled. So
Shit! Yeah, I guess that is one. Like Florida's, it's an interesting. Like I get it because it's it's usually nice weather, but yeah,
there's a reason why the bookings. There's a reason why the bookings are less expensive September through November. Trent, I'm just saying.
Oh, really?
Hurricane season, brother.
Yeah.
I thought hurricane season was
over. I
over.
thought hurricane season was over.
Oh, man. So it's funny, though, that a hack led to me getting the whole Radio Askew library back. And there's lots of fun things in there, guys, by the way. I just got to bring up. Like the one infamous one, there's an episode called Run Ming. It's like one of the times I got to interview Kevin, which was really great, but also just a killer line from Brian Johnson to close out the pod.
And interspecies erotica. Don't forget that episode with Zach Knutson.
Oh man! See, look, you're caught up on the lore. You got the knowing.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah.
Trent, I'm very well aware, I think, of what the audience wants and what it doesn't want, and I have it's 6:30 on a Sunday for us.
Yeah.
Or 7:30 for you.
Yeah.
I've definitely lost the topic, and it's time to go.
Yeah,
but I want to
think so.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope you did get some information sparse throughout all of the chaos. But definitely, if you are a 3D printer enthusiast or you know somebody that
it's a no-brainer.
Make sure you get them or get you the Sliceworx. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding you. You'll be also stickers and candy, man. Stickers.
And candy's always like whenever I like that people like when you they send you things, they'll throw in some airheads or throw in, you know what I mean? It's a personal touch that actually means a lot.
The first place I saw it was from the audio gear company Sweetwater, and it made sense because
and they do airheads, don't they? Isn't it?
Smarties were definitely in there.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I do love ordering from Sweetwater too for that exact reason.
So link in bio, guys. Use that. You can go to thatwillwilkins.com is the easiest way to find the link and use offer code thatwillwilkins, get 5% off your purchase. Be sure if you're going to get Lightning Lane, stack them for the later in the day. Don't you do the immediates, especially if you're walking up in the morning, because you're looking at 20 to 30 minute lines. That's it. So get yourself prepared. Have yourself fun at Disneyland. Use the technology, because the best part about it, Trent, is when you've got the app still on your phone and you're sad because you're not at Disneyland, and then you just open it up and you look at the wait times, and
you're like, okay.
And if they're really long, you feel better. When they're really short, you feel sad.
But the German term Schadenfreude.
Yeah, there you go.
You can take joy in other people's misery.
Exactly. It's just sad, man. I want to go back, Trent.
I just want to be there.
I just want to go back.
You just want to be where the people are.
Exactly. No, actually, I don't, and that's why this trip was so good. Because and you know what I forgot to even tell you was the Disney Channel After Dark that happened. My daughter had many friends that were there, but one of her friends,
dancing,
but one of her friends was going to this special event, and it was basically special Disney Channel pop-ups throughout the park and events for a closed session thing, like an after party. Like I went to the night before. Guests to that could start queuing up and getting in at 6 o'clock. The park closed for regular people at 8, and then from 9 to 1. Which we stayed the whole damn time. It was all this Disney Channel stuff. The Phineas and Ferb dance party was amazing. You could take a picture in a little set for Wizards of Waverly Place. Camp Rock. There were different experiment numbers from Stitch that were in Tomorrowland. It was a really fun night, but also really short wait times. So
because everyone's gone.
But I think that's also the reason why the park was not as busy. In California Adventure on Sunday was miserable. Disneyland was not. And I think most people were doing DCA because Disneyland was closing early, and they're like, to hell with that.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah.
I'm not paying for a park hopper, but not getting all the hours.
And not getting my money's worth. My hours worth.
There is no way to get your money's worth at Disneyland, folks, because it's everything there is worth too much.
Well,
I'm not
and
gonna lie.
there's so much. It's impossible to take it all in one experience, right?
Right. I mean, my wife got me this before I even went to the park. This they sell this in the park, but she got it for me in advance, so we knew I had it. And by the way, hopefully maybe the next time I want to go with themed ears, I won't decide to do this 48 hours before going to the park. Think in advance, folks.
It's a preemptive thing you need to tackle there.
Be sure you're taking care of yourself and others. Make sure you have good plans. And lastly, just don't wait till the last minute like I do on anything. I thought I was ahead of the game putting the show together, yet still 3 hours. Actually, it is getting less and less with more iterations, but nobody cares about that. Until next time, guys, my name is Will.
And my name's Trent.
And we will be back soon.
This is NetHeads with Will Wilkins and Trent Hunsaker. Signing off.
Resume normal functions in 3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.
This has been a Smodcast production. Smodcast Podcast, using our mouths on you since 2007.